Eiche hiet yn gemi yn y siacang, hasing y ddias an yn R3, le Celtic yn tyr y sio cwth falcha eith toper na madd. Sin Chloe Craig yn tyr laich eisiau y Jeffer eith Celtic agus Glasgow City dy doni. Ac sy'n lefel corym sy'n byd gyfi aic toper na madd yn och. Has dyn yn Celtic gymac yma lart ar y ffain y tyl. Eith eichen yn Marshall. Wel, a cart slán sy'n SWPL yn och agus I hyd gemi yn eiche. Wel, Celtic cwth falcha y toper na madd mar a ffysacing agus wel opera yn gemwr achos yn eicadau yn ei Montrose agus cwtioch Colin Bell eith y digriach eicasyn acal agus yn o'r sy'n ha Hibernian y cwth falcha eith Dundee United agus cwtioch an y Donation Spartans y cwth falcha eith Partick Thistle agus yn o'r sy'n ag och gwyd yn och a Glasgow City game dyddaf achos yn eicadau yn ei Hearts agus yn o'r sy'n Rangers eicadau yn ei Queen's Park. Hello, Hart and Fall, Chorov, good BBC Alpa, agus Shorshing, La Shachka Chanoing of the Ish, me Angaluna Sal Shachka Chanoing of the Ish, agus Umbrella. Ach, Kio Midok is going to be Joe again, Ball Kosha, I can give Celtic, and Kuth Falcha, is Toper the Mad, agus me Magoy Clan, Falcha Kuth Anyolich, if he is called and knock a Biaka, agus a Gadish in the game, ha Emma Black. Emma, thank you for joining us once again this season on BBC Alpa. It's the third match day, and Celtic going up against Motherwell, both sides 6 points out of 6. So far, but let's start with the home side because it was a big win for Celtic on Sunday, 1-0 winners against Glasgow City. Yeah, that was a huge win for them. You know, it was a tough fixture, especially just the opening games of the season so far, and they managed to get the 3 points. But it was a tough game, and obviously the word from the Celtic camp is they weren't happy with the performance. They weren't indeed, but they did get the 3 points. Chloe Craig, it was her goal that made the difference. And last season we were talking a lot about Chloe Craig, Caitlin Hayes, Amy Gallagher, but on Sunday it was Kelsey Doherty. Big saves as we're seeing here. Yeah, she was absolutely fantastic for Celtic at the weekend. You know, she certainly kept them in the game, and there was 3 vital saves towards the end of the game, which managed to keep Celtic in the game and of course walk away with the 3 points. So it's something that we didn't really see a lot of from her last season. How big is it though? We're seeing here the last chance for Glasgow City. This was in the last few seconds of the game. How big is it when maybe you're not playing your best, but you're managing still to get the 3 points? You know, that says a lot for that winning mentality that Celtic have within that changing room now, and it's not something that we've seen very often. You know, they've got obviously retained that league title last season. Now they're now preparing for Champions League football, and they want to, as I said, retain that league title. So you've got to have standards within that changing room, and Celtic's really displayed that at the weekend. So it'll be interesting to see what their performance will be like this evening. So what about Motherwell then, the away side here tonight? A good start from them, and 3-2 win against Montrose on Sunday. Montrose did rally in the second half. It was 3-0 at half-time to Motherwell, but some good goals on Sunday against Montrose. There was fantastic goals. You know, we've just seen obviously Megan Cross's goal there, and obviously Rachel Todd. You know, I think she's been a terrific signing. You know, she stepped up and slotted home the penalty, and then we'll see the third goal here. I thought it was fantastic counter-attack. Motherwell defended across the corner extremely well, and it was Bailey Collins who latched onto it. This is a terrific run from midway in our own half, you know, just to skip by the Montrose defender and manage obviously to slot home for the third goal. And all 3 strikers as well getting on the score sheet. That's good for early season morale, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. And obviously Rachel Todd, as I said, new signing. Megan Cross will also seem like a new signing. You know, she was injured last season, didn't play many games, so absolutely pleasing for Paul and Leanne within that Motherwell team. Okay, Emma, thank you for now. Well, the draft hasn't at all of Legion for the manager and agus with the Yakalish. Alec Henley, Fackle, Paul Brownlee, Akadoshok Shaw, Elena Sadiku.
Elena, big 3 points on Sunday. Although you weren't happy with some of the aspects of the performance, what improvements do you want to see from your team tonight?
I would say a more confident team, a more brave team, and more attacking team.
5 changes, I think, again tonight. Squad rotations is a big thing in the modern game, and especially with the number of games you have, I think 5 in the next 18 days. So it's inevitable that you're going to be using your squad to get through a heavy round of fixtures. Yeah, and
it's also a sign that I believe in my players. And, you know, I've said it from the start that we have a strong squad, and the rotations, you can see that I mean it when I say it.
Motherwell, 2 wins from 2, just like yourselves. What kind of threat do you expect them to pose tonight, and how can you respond to that?
No, obviously I think the threat is going to be our mistakes. I think the transitions is something that they might try to do against us. They've been trying to do high press against the teams that they played against. So don't know if they're going to do it against us, but we're prepared for every scenarios. The most focus we have is how we're gonna perform today and what we're gonna do. And hopefully I'll see a team today that is brave and confident and loves to attack. So that's what I want to see today.
Paul, you come into this game on the back of 2 victories, so the players must be in a confident frame of mind.
Yeah, listen, we're in a good place. We're on a good run. Even how we finished last season, you know, and continued it on to this year. So there's a bit of momentum. We're under no illusions in terms of the size of the task tonight, but there's real confidence within the group.
There's steady improvement year on year with this squad. Is this another opportunity to measure yourselves against the reigning champions?
Listen, it's just been part of the project. You know, every year we've tried to develop, every year we've tried to get better. And it's just that part of that continued process, and all we ask the players to do is just trust that process. But you know, I've been delighted with the progress that we've made as a football club. You know, there's been real improvements over the years, and you know, these are big nights where we want to be tested against the best.
It's not the greatest night for a game of football in so-called summer, but does that make it more of a level, or does that give you the potential maybe to disrupt the fluency of Celtic tonight?
Yeah, listen, some of these wee things might go in our favour. The good thing for coming to Airdrie, this is where we train on a Wednesday night. So, you know, in terms of the surroundings, it's quite familiar. We're used to the conditions on the pitch as well. So, you know, even though it's an away game, it's still one of our training venues as well. So it feels a wee bit like home as well.
One change, and it's an enforced one.
Yeah, so Sienna, obviously being a Celtic player, can't play against her parent club, so Laura McCartney comes in, gets her opportunity tonight, so only one change between game 2 and game 3.
Sin gaibh ma hat na managerin iad thoiseach i the games Seanach, Celtic agus fáilte i tupa na mad. Ach if sí beach go barach for neáliche Emma Black ha hasnam huva drasta. Emma, for sides like Motherwell and other sides near middle to the bottom of the table, it can be sobering nights against the likes of Celtic and Rangers. So how do Motherwell test Celtic here tonight? What do they need to do, particularly early on in the match?
I think they've got to stay in the game as long as possible. I think they've got to try and frustrate Celtic. I'm not quite sure Motherwell set out in terms of the high press. You know, it's a huge pitch, and Paul's touch on, they do train here on a Wednesday night, so they're well aware of their surroundings, but you've got to stay in the game as long as possible. You've got to try and disturb Celtic's game plan and try and take a sting out of the game, and we've seen the Bailey Collins go on the counter-attack, and I think that's what they've got to thrive on.
Well, Emma, we'll see what happens, but as we can see, the teams are lining up. Agus say, well, Adam Akinga, a goal suas, Gurniach Alish. There's on a game na Heiche noch, Alco Henley.
What a time giving help after the go 3 for the Ville. Shin van the Solish is on a here to the Desan. Agus a troch émor la ha the week matarach. Shin a skip back Celtic, co-garrig hier in the Dish. Wonne Jenny Herking, Bruno Lorenzo, Shin a Steetje Gould, Jenny Smith, the Perican Karstens. Agus Susan Noonan and Glick at the Ernach. The Tanshach Icanoi. Gonna skip back Elena Sadiku. Agus maar wat Paul Brownlee menig het je dat genoen aardig is on top of the maar Sienna McGoldrick had the eerste was Celtic genoering Jiesje Kliege Laura McCartney in een stene haatje agus dan nu over kan je Amy Sharkey had the eerste was Celtic in de vingi na smoe agus de vingi achtersen kwint wat ik een lauw nog weet je dat je nog Ryan Kennedy Fine Teichen and Clearchen both Stephen Clark agus Kieran Willen. Agus Tupper na Mars Nadine Dorach Achkeson is Falla van Day. Agus Celtic het al gonna Kerkel Avashach Achkeson. Agus bekante Rot na gloos story je de gaken na wat makeljaar goals je Velena Sadiku krakeli stuurlijk na share wopes en nog. Agus Femi Tupper na Mars vi Chishal Sunshine. Inge na gaken kimmer ik jasen chimikale games or hatte de vi klikje kama uit of hier daar game kooi gehoen en Spartans is natuurlijk onderschen een nieuw montage. Agus Valena Sadiku graag aan de game te doen. Ik krijg de pijl kimmer heet je gaan skippen. Ach, roi gatolletje le maar een weekend get erbij de toy kwam. Gedoe dat met 3 punten. Ik ga nou agus Megan Cross had al goed game goed alles aan Tupper na Mars. Kijk dat je goed was aan Tupper na Mars nog. Skippen dat je Jill Ingles in de bouw. Chloe Craig trying to hear two actually who the finish goed maar gewassen in Glasgow City. Jake Turley deze na gaai say Turley line maar Sean Bruna Lorenzo look at the Gian Hanenka Portugal was Sporting Lisbon. Tarsenko Caitlin Hayes. Va 4 van die is ieder de gachke maar hij is 'n goeie game geword. Sean Lorenzo van Sporting Lisbon voor de winnetjie League Tahurus. Kuch Petri tussen ze hier de Giano que de Buile mag en goed om se pieren. Jill Engels. We gaan eens hier doen zie ik op een mare ook al. Hier de Collins chain Gaiunsis aan de Jische Paul Gummel Signe Karstens. Nie aan de paadje agus Pure Matilde kliktje pikken en satje door tot Hayes Skuler Lucia Tarsenko see Ashworth Clifford hier toe eigenlijk de bal tegen Suez Elena Matilde Karstens is voor Impi Jenna Penman kunnen maken de wiel in een klikt daar nu en ik het op de mare downrik Baasje via Kat zeggen op Ryan Dronischen Craig Marco Ashworth Clifford de eerst agus fiechan die doel en horsken alleen Gian Karstens Jenna Room geheen agus Ashworth Clifford de eerste de moeie agus geef het de giet de Boschijn ja dus een beetje in alleen Gian ik top de maar trace game agus show voor de fame at de be 5 kilochle Caitlin Hayes gesonrige puchtig soos en as die Giri Parach de goeie te gaan gaan van een skipbackje nog hier het garmachte hier voor de Boschijn zeker vast de goela voor alleen Hayes agus haal alles zeg bal de golf tarsing alleen to je gaat ik in Pulach Kenia ko hoe de soe maar gedeba Susha Noonan ik look at there nog gestay en is meer is hoe de soe maar gedega die is Caitlin Hayes keurig trying heel dat je goed en Emma Caitlin Hayes and Chloe Craig always create problems at set pieces, and I think it's Saoirse Noonan, the Irish striker, who gets the final touch and gets the ball over the line.
Yeah, she does. She's picked up a great position there. You know, she's pinned back the goalkeeper. She's just been a nuisance in there, and as you said, it's Caitlin Hayes first to react. Chloe Craig in there, you know, making a nuisance of herself also, but that's not the start that Paul Brownlee would have wanted his side to begin with. You know, you do want to stay in the game as long as possible, but a fantastic start for Celtic.
A Gerard Hoshach Viek Celtic Kiri Noonan who are the Hull hier het game in deze en uit in United. Twee stuurlegje agus de eerst Daltroniation fachjen Emily Much Faralina. So putting je bal ook al zeggen look at the Hanik voor Durham City in de downrig. Kunnen 3 plenen. Yes, het Toshach gemaan nog. Lorenzo could we make de wel Bruno dan je met de cool look hem van in Costa Kucha groen en je dan de gelijke Kitty Rice hier gaan die op een maar voor Shears line flee Hemi Tansha Gerish Rice en ze die is gaan je la ruin het klikje dat op een maar Collins in de cool look Ele Collins with the double scanner la vashin en Montreux je de gaken Chele avec operain plein de dash Rice Selena Mitchell Todd gaat geen kruid de klachke ga niet checken voor de zaag al de gommel stay de val Jenny Smith yes could pick and te goedje hij is hey Jelike de Schumann Ashko Lorenzo ja schuwelijk Tarsenko Chloe Craig Ashworth Clifford Lorenzo Steko Cassan Gallagher. Celtic Mishnichal Gaglos and Magurs Far Prutikin Fluchlish na the Viant Gushkis a Shinatola Part of the Val Glos at Nasloye. Signet Karstens Perichin and Yamankin Perichin Ashe Kara Jahunda. Jachan die MC ook al zo is line wees Jenny Smith could ball tarsing fe meer Jalik in the show Ashworth Clifford ik vast de goals gaat putting je een nerd maar jedig Shears in Harakech but you can see the pitch is really it's a real zip to it and Celtic are using that to their advantage. Just Ashworth Clifford couldn't keep that final effort down.
Yeah, they certainly are. That's a wicked cross in from Jenny Smith. Such in a dangerous place, but as you says, it's just bounced up in front of her and she can't quite control it to get her foot on it. But you just see obviously Celtic's intent. You see they're knocking the ball about, just in obviously their back foot here, and they're just looking for that opportunity, that space, that timing to play that ball forward, and then they're looking to pounce.
Yes, session. The game is at the end of a. This the crew. You shouldn't goal. Die Achadish Noonan. Viergen die fijn gaan de wielse. Shuni is Tsjechische dat Joe Adi zo'n een vallen wacht in je la. Doelig gevallen was en is het niet. Ik heb de shame. I guess Louisa Boyce. Met de leerkeltje gaat we moet je woksen. Zo maar haar gedaan. Jenny Smith. Jeff Katarskolar. Brownlee, North Suez. But the last thing he'll have wanted him is to lose a goal in the opening 3 minutes when he would want to keep it tight for as long as possible and just get Celtic a bit more nervous.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially coming from a set piece, that's one thing that you want to try and prevent, especially when you're playing against Celtic, is don't give away any set pieces because you know how dangerous they are. They've got the likes of Caitlin Hayes, Chloe Craig in there, and they're certainly a huge threat there, but it's certainly not obviously the opening start of the game that Paul Brown and his side have wanted, but you know they've responded well so far. You know that they're still pressing, they're looking to get close to Celtic, but they're making the press, they're timing their press. You know they don't want to be caught in no man's land.
Lorenzo leisure val fata ach Shindro ate hoshach. Kettlewell manager skipping a fair, show kind skipping a ban, and it's always good, Emma, when you see the men's manager taking an interest in the women's side.
Yeah, absolutely. It's pleasing, isn't it? I'm not sure about his facial expressions there, but no, it
he's
is
always
good.
pretty deadpan.
no, it is good. Of course, it is, especially obviously when you're obviously affiliated to a men's club. You obviously want to have that support from them. So it's fantastic that he's came along to see the girls play.
Ja, de lentel aan Warwick en Partick Thistle. Nu is zie je jachtje. En als veergen de fijn zo is gaan hier het liggen. League maar Partick Thistle en wacht zo. Gallagher good kon aan te gaan nelen. Emily Much Chien Caroline. Hij is toch al schöne daar de Volkse week. En als toegstje go Suurse Noonan. Die is Smith. Sass, Bia, Gallagher, Sabal Tarsing, the U-League, Emily Much. Point to son cross second there, Yachadish, Caitlin Hayes, Arts Rolacha there, son. Katie Rice, Duval, Selena. So die is gaan Noringa Fumalek en uit Billy Collins dat weer gaan de fijn ik Blaster. Is Kelsey Doherty Kumal Sul hier de shin. Laura McCartney around the Chanel and on a night like this, Emma, why not take it on from that kind of distance? And you could see that Doherty was scrambling for this at the end.
Yeah, she was. I'm not sure she knew exactly where her goal was, but you know it was excellent movement from Rachel Todd. You can see she actually pulled out Caitlin Hayes from that right back area, which allowed Bailey Collins to go into that space, and a great ball from Katie Rice. It just opens up that space and good pressure. But Motherwell, for me, they've got to take opportunities like that. You know, when there's a mistake, when there's players out of position, they've got to certainly take advantage of that.
Signa Karstens, Dol Golar, Miana Path, Yachadasha, the Cassins again, Adashkatol, Savinac, Gallagher, Yachan de Jenny Smith, Jesus Elena, Joadi tarsing a shin ach the ball to dash the game Gallagher. Hayes. Like a Signy Carstens, I guess it'll try it in Triplitch, Joadi, I guess a Dishke, Sigu, Chuk took out, picking some minutes in Fiedic. Mianya Dowry, Kochrichiga. Much good Nasuringi the Val, Hadasha Casson. Carson to Bierg, Pure Matilda, I guess shot the Fiach and the Ashworth Clifford to try it, I guess Jooms, each and a stib of Jill Ingles, Mariemagi, Skip Addison, Junakina Kaya, look at the Celtic, Chimika Lora, I guess it's Jache Darakach. Ashworth Clifford of a Yi Vorkajan Days and a Hide, people JCL Maraha, Gigliorte, look at the Vienna game the bat. Jenny Smith, Karanura, Kishu, Yakandi, Amy Gallagher, a good cheers away in a face of the silent. Drama the Fiakandi, Rui Maschechu, Futerakevel, Celtic the Rui Machkain, neither Vatra, I guess it's a prachtig, Suez the shot with a Morgan Cross. Fiakandi will try it. Again, Emma, Motherwell do have that pace up front. If they do get the timing of that run right, they can get in behind the Celtic back line. Yeah, they have. You've seen obviously Morgan Cross so far. She's been right the first opening 10, 11 minutes so far. You know, she's looking to press the back three, but she's willing to make those runs in behind as well. And Motherwell actually worked it well, building it from the back, and it was just one pass. And of course, obviously, she just didn't quite time a run there, but it was just one pass from Emily Much into the midfield and a through ball, and it just shows you it may look easy, but it won't always happen every time she does it. Hayes Noonan, I guess gaan we een Yusha smach gaan niet wel. De Golamach is een prepemach te hopen hem maar. Hij steed heel travis en gauw te verstaan 3 minutes. Skip ik Paul Brownlee de krontje een hoger geschies. I guess the flip na gaatje gaat pikken te voelen. Vakker chateen Cal Miller in de parke. Much gashin dolgiedig go Hayes. Gerashko Dochertiva. Goed kutmach sig in de Glasgow City. 3 Savali en Mora. Den Keener gedoe dat een 3 punten geleerd. Carstens dash go Carstens na Perich in een kop with Conley. Feeling we're going to be saying that a lot tonight, Emma. Carstens to Carstens. Yeah, I'll leave that to you. Chow na Elena, Chadist, Amy Gallagher, a fine fall off Suez Elena. Katie Rice is rod. Smith, Dashko, Hayes. Get Craig, Mark Ashworth, Clifford, Garagastay, Jamaica McCartney, Goldie, Haatje Chuma, las skipper nog, in een klikkete en Hannekastay, Jerry Hachke in de City. Hayes, skuurlijke maken, duizend, een shot kon op de god, Engels, de goal stig en een vien, Ashworth, Clifford, de bal toch gezegd, hij is haar toekje, Konunen, hij is Gapurenji, een urp, een Chumalchias. Ashworth Clifford finding a lot of room there. Absolutely, we've seen Caitlin Hayes, that's the second time she's done that switch of play, which she likes to do, but acres of space there down this left-hand side, and it's just obviously that timing of the run. But what I would like to see, you're looking for your goalkeeper, aren't you, just to come off, Emily Much, just to come off her line there and just take the pressure off her back line. First dan gaat die heel uit op en maar gaat de Alwitje dash de Goldie. Todd, nu de Val. Hi, na Todd, na Hooner. I guess I survey behind. Jenny Smith, steek Kruijer. Todd de Varoy na skipper echt in die United. I guess Johnston. Ochtel, deze na Gai.
Michel. Stu Val with him, the Chimichael van Morgan cross, ach wabrachtig. Idegol Suas. Again, as fine margins, a very clever ball for Morgan Cross, and it was just Katie Rice was just too far ahead of the back line again.
Yeah, and Celtic switched off. You know, it was Zadie took the quick free kick, playing it down the left-hand side, and Celtic just that lapse of concentration for that second. But as you said, it's fine margins. Katie Rice has just got to look along the back line, see where she is. They'll try and hold your run just that split second, and then she's in, and she would put a fantastic cross in, and you've got Morgan Cross in the box waiting on it.
Smith, agus a dí is siarad a dhonsach i'r Noonan ac yn oed. Morensu, Gavinic Sinier. Ys bal Castrius a chynwrs yn y mi yn y path gyfo Chelsea Watson. Jadash the Carstens, Machgo Ashworth Clifford. He's the issue going to son bal Fatach, emotion ka Rowan chwch gyda'r go Smith. With a look at that, my Chimichael at Katie Rice. Smith, the chwch carantigdiach gŵri days and the chwch markabug. Maar Farge gaan alleen een Gian McCammon. She is live-ish. Is voor televisie staan ik toch tegen je na mag Paars gaan een goede kutje go morgen sturing. Ashworth Clifford, Signe Carstens, I guess Savon nach de vrisja die is zeg maar Billy Collins het Giliori en ons een paar keer Ashworth Clifford. Maar die is balslag. Haas ging het einde vallen. Is me hier de 10 man skille gemaakt door Rice. Chili gedashke tripplas geta. Oh, je zat er terug weg in een shot door in de Celtic Prague alle. Til de Carstens var fjegen die karma groegie heen. Hayes, yes, the eerst Noonan Kelly Kalshachat. I'd imagine Lena Sadiq would be unhappy with Noonan there. She could have held the ball up, brought someone else into the play, tried to flick it on and didn't really get anything on it.
No, I don't think she'll be happy with her. I think she's coming too short. You've already got, you know, Celtic flood the midfield as it is. They almost play like two number 10s there. So she doesn't have to come short for the ball to link it up, but she allow her to stay high, no stretchy game. She doesn't have to drift away in there. You've got the likes of Amy Gallagher in there to link up the play.
Look at that now, maar we laten Sase game had de gierig Chili gedash. Dus maar terug, ik over goed tripletje gaan horen en skippen. Rice, stick of Watson, Junama, tune de geval af Tilde Carstens. Geriest, Paul Stries zich wopen. Collins de hoek out. Zoals Cross, McCartney en de Vermoeie. Giljar goed het aan het toppen maar is zo. Wacht je dag zo het al traaien. Je dag raar. Boys, waar vegen de plistje waar we aan de paadje. Again, it's bright play from Motherwell, but that first touch from Laura Boyce just took the ball away from her.
Yeah, it was a clever through ball, and it was a good way to pass from Cross just to find her through. But she was almost waiting. Cross was waiting for that opportunity, for that space to open up. She's done terrific drifting across, but as you says, it's just that touch. Just we speak about it, fine margins. Against when you're like playing against Celtic, you've got to obviously try and retain the ball, and it was just they are playing extremely well. I'm so surprised at how well they are. They are playing in terms of like the likes of last season or so, but they are playing with confidence. They have to go into this game with no fear, and that's what we're actually seeing.
Craig, Marco, Ashworth Clifford, Drew Huig. Gaan er een fijn zeggen. Het Engels gaat at Alcala. Hij is nog really kind to sunshine. I guess I had the posh on your check. I think Jill Ingles there was looking for free kick in her favour, but I felt she was maybe looking for that. She's got the final touch and it's a corner.
Yeah, I think most defenders do look for that, but yeah, you can see her hands are on her, but there's just not enough there for a foul, isn't there? Not. I think for me, Ingles just has to deal with it. You know, can she swing her foot round and head it out for a throw in? But you know, it's a dangerous situation that Motherwell find themselves in now.
Signe Carsten's going to cool, like it's who daddy, suget, like a suction follow that for Hayes. Or as ficht minna Jechloch, agus fadach in je Celtic kudische dhul hoe dat tra vanunen. Ja, gonjoni evan, ja megelig en tesen en nuri in er ginnichatach nas trai en ashin va Celtic fat het hasje gore shia gonjoni. Craig, agus fan ma find the fellow of McCartney. Signe Carstens, they go Claire Goldie. Mach go Jenny Smith. Tarú me sinna chai rúnach chile gadash. Ashford Clifford they do se doen and le rooms. Jill Ingles doen and taring is stig and a via in Codish Chor gonna look at that Gian. Val Machanach Leach, got Jenny Smith of the years for Caitlin Hayes. Baltrava, Jenny Smith, Noonan. Oh, you shouldn't have very curious. Yes, I took some Chelsea Watson. Topen hem aan, kein zoals Morgan Cross. Hij zit een maken Chumalach had de gouden of the years. I guess Picard Mashoik, Ashford Clifford, Vo Aster. I guess Shechat. Nee, de Vantje Tarsing. Yes, a dichu with a mishnechul leshishin. Ach, we kiri. Kuyushin aini darakach for Ashford Clifford. Craig, Suestra, Achaturi, ach, Jich Baramula, the Shinskaya, Shachata the Cool, Gosamach, action, or a McCartney, Pine Big at the Vrak, Cool Keen. Ingles. Hier the Collins Gasorich and Fashker, a Hamotion at Listico Watson. Horshicks in the Academy of Rangers play in the Canash, Chelsea Watson. Arsenko Rice to the years, Rachel Todd. Telection in Suasolina. Ach, Dolchidach could count. Hayes, Goldie, Le Paul Nashar Steko, Noonan. Carstens, Gahundagamach, go Ashworth Clifford. Chinastay, the Hassas like Jaggers up at all. Adulam Kafai, Emily Much, Hanashin. Ach, Lucy Ashworth Clifford, the Shakia Turl, get a days and I kisha. Huniki got him, and he stay, stock of the Hassas like I guess Loopy Chimical of Emily Mucha. Lena Sadiku with a toy. Lena Sadiku delighted Emma. I don't know, I'm thinking that Emily Much should have maybe got to that, but that's taking nothing away from Lucy Ashworth Clifford on her weaker foot coming in and curling that ball into the net for the second one.
Yeah, you know, she shapes up nicely, puts it onto her right foot. You can see what she's trying to do. She's always trying to find that faraway corner to go across her. But I think for me, Emily Much just has to move her feet quicker just to get across. And, you know, there was no height on the ball for me. I think it's at a comfortable height for Emily Much to get. But I think she's just got to move her feet quicker. Just shove your feet across to the left-hand side and she can maybe get something on it. But, you know, a terrific strike from Ashford Clifford to obviously take it 2-0. But you just seen the spaces opening up just before that goal. You've seen the likes of Chelsea Watson, you know, she vacated that position in the centre of the field in front of the back four. It just left acres of space there for Celtic and they certainly capitalised on it.
Daar gaan we waar kan het lichaam geld en het hopen te maken. Vuur dat Chile gaat aanschatten. Daar het huidelijk alles zeggen. Ik kan hem Signe Carstens. Tuned out. Kijk je door het pure. Kom al het al zei de view. Is not go Amy Gallagher had the school like Tarsing. Go Jenny Smith. Ashworth Clifford de eerste keer je doet willen. Jenny Smith daar de hoog. Dol nooie gele. Hayes het Ashko Goldie. Since in the pass of Aishikiri. Penman and Fiechan, the Archimach, good shot, Gill, got a dish. Ashford Clifford, Gallagher, is Vachidach, Roate, Hoshachara, Hitchak Jenny Smith, the Humal States, and Ischat, Tukchum, go Gallagher, Fiechan the room again, Dashko Hayes. Boykin Sarad, I guess he gebracht of Suez, the show. But Celtic threatening to just, well, put the game out of sight the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, I think Motherwell have just lost it there for the last couple of minutes. You've seen it was Penman this time, you know, drifting out of position, and Celtic obviously utilising that. I think for me, Motherwell have just got to stay in their positions, especially when you've got the back four there and Chelsea Watson, sitting in front of them. Just hold your positions, allow the play to try to be in front of you, but you see Celtic now, they've certainly upped the game, and they've obviously changed gear, and the intensity certainly is lifted, and that's what goals does for a team, you know, it certainly lifts the confidence.
Shot to the Ashworth Clifford, they'll try it. Emily Much in the marks the Jalik, the Gumar pass the shot. I guess the Karam has the Gnunen, has they'll try it. Nuring, Nuring. There's Emily Much in the good starter. Again, a good flowing move from Celtic, and well read this time by Emily Much.
Yeah, she was sharp off her line, you know, she worked out the danger there, and it was comfortable for her, there was just too much on it. But for me, Motherwell have just got to regroup, you know, they've got to try and get a hold of the ball, and try and obviously, as I said, hold their positions. But Celtic, for me, they're just going to keep on coming and coming.
Sjostoch en Lichaarmes en Morgan Cross, I guess Lorenzo, the Golar, I guess an ocean, the Leka, I guess Kestje show I can reach it, Karsruye, San Lorenzo, gave me Sevilla the Feichel. Well, every time Motherwell get the ball towards Morgan Cross, she causes all sorts of panic in that Celtic back line.
Yeah, absolutely. If I was Morgan Cross, I'd be pinning myself against Brunner, would you not, wouldn't you? Yeah. She's obviously already on a yellow card, and she seems to be getting a lot of joy out of her. You know, there's been a couple of times where she's pressed her and there's been a loose pass, but yeah, Motherwell have got to recognise that now. Paul Brownlee, I'm sure, has recognised that, got to filter that onto his players and get Morgan Cross pinned against her and try and get the ball to her as often as possible.
It's a shot on the Jew arches on Topanamar. Rice is Watson, Shilton New je shot. Fatigulior, Machwa the Vox, Ferafutu, Hokal Shachat to the Valet, Rice Saka, Yano, I guess. Reini hier Farsje, Acharo Art Gilior is on Triplet Sapi Overgu is on Doherty. Engels, Liana Gavern, Street of Ricegal, Suez Drochvaulashin van McCartney, Kakelek, Matilda Karstens, Smith, Bow, Agus, you see Anamach of a Shin Clear Goldie. The boys say first on a fine Aslish. Game of Kamalato. Ashworth Clifford and Ishid Ashley and Giannis Chloe Craig, Puchtig, Suicide Line Fleet. Past the Craig Goose, June. Engels Kaguch Whip it. Cartney, Penman, Juwadi, Dodash, Gomuch. Karstens, Gronkushias Kapur, Matilda. I guess the Shishoko, Ashworth Clifford, Gayara Gadash. I guess it rest Amy Gallagher, the Tunis Day, I guess Vafa Shimple, the Shishin. And again, Emma, it comes from Motherwell not being able to play the ball out. The press from Celtic stealing the ball back. Ashworth Clifford with a really good cutback and a simple finish for Amy Gallagher. Yeah,
it was. I think it was a poor clearance to begin with from Emily Much there, and just that knockdown there, but just awareness there to skip by. But you know, Boyce makes the tackle, but it's Clifford that's Ashford Clifford that's onto it first, and Amy Gallagher will not score an easier goal all season. You know, she's in the right place at the right time, but it was great awareness from Ashford Clifford. You know, she sussed out the danger, she carried her run forwards, but just for awareness to lift her head up there and just to cut it back to the penalty spot, and it was Gallagher slotting it home.
Daratul Gandis and Amy Gallagher. There's a cool Kirichet a Hidis and a Kai. Yeah, for the stem at heart. Tilde Karstens, Chinestiga, and again, Parach is Toshach with triplet over. Triplet show Engels, the skipper, like Tupanamara, Fudach at the lot. Show Chin de Gele was in. Hij heeft de koor am smunnet. Toch geleid tripletje over geleid Hurplen. Grey met je de Hurplen maar gebeurt. Tjum dan Yoshia gedaan. Slutig keer Dashka Kassan. Shamara Hakada. Karstens fijne valafworpen. Ik is aan de Viciano in Nieuwsie. Zo'n de gorstig hierheen. Signe Karstens as een Oshang. Is Craig. Lorenzo Fee over de shots. Ga je gaal. Kuduc. Nis chatje nis thij. Agus Nunen. Va fiach en dishun ein. Daar had je puringi. Chumalchias. De gaal Kuduc. Dashko. Ashford Clifford. Agus Sursha Nunen. Je gaat puringi fijn als kiel. Dat wil je dat. Lorenzo, Tarsenko, Hayes, Smith, Anderson, Gallagher. The use shoe like you should, is just show here third line. Was it Manager and a vice game in the city? Terich and Karstens. I guess Hunnish and Signe Karstens a good tall skin. Alice they've all Aster and Newton D United. Put in the Muruti in a wishing. Je karm gaan vaardig die gehoene tasje in je show de BBC alle page de graag ken man trouwens nu Queen of the South schöne tasje gek 40 minuten stoei kook is Larne vaardig voeder gaan de man trouwens zo'n game de baan en is Aston Quick Rangers schöne tasje gek keer doen dan Marzage Goldie Marco Ashford Clifford Yes, Karstens. Niet gekend dat is looie. Voor een je fijn gaan zien. Eentje de keer je Ashford Clifford to go Ash piece. En de pick en lacht en de goed zoals looien. En hier zo. Het is gehaast. Daar te gaan was. Teddiction ruin to win your books the hat of Chidach go Gallagher Hayes Gain a dash for Jenny Smith I guess Gahurch dash the Smith have come a lot of source line at a fear vash in the Humal state putting ye cross sign Gareth Kata Javish Paula Dashek Celtic Miana Pathke Craig Stick clear Goldie, ik wil pick and room Miana Parkes, Jenny Smith the eerste val, hij Torjaich in die val, Hayes de Chine de Vermoeie, I guess leave Rachel Todd Caro te Cahur. Ashka Goldie. Wie is chatte de Lea Kamaatje goed, Rice de drupse. Cross the tune I guess. Ein stuur de pillen. She's looked the brightest spark. Every time she gets the ball, she creates something, brings the rest of the team up into the Celtic half.
Yeah, I touched on it at the top of the show. It would almost seem like a new signing for Motherwell. You know, she was hampered with injury last season, and then obviously Paul managed to bring her on board as a permanent signing. But you know, she looks a very, very good player. She looks a nuisance up top. She's obviously willing to make those runs in behind, but also willing to come short and pin herself against centre backs and feel that physicality. So no, I think she's a very, very good player.
Quick play on the Medica, focus on Alabama, Greshak Coventry United, Kuchak, Yusek Chase. Signe Carstens, Chunda, Miana Pathka. Noonan. Ashworth Clifford. I guess the is Chichrwata Donshach Matilda Carstens, Femi Juadi. Goedemag, Savelijk de Boshen, she Satigus Jachavazan. Hier is een Oshan. Noonan, Chunda, I guess he to achieve a fiach in the Yano, fiach in the Wulpagustech. You can see what she was intending to do there, Emma, just shaping and looking to curl into the top corner.
Yeah, well, it's shaped up nicely for her, but she just didn't quite get enough curl on it. But that's what all strikers want to do. As soon as they see a sight of goal, they want to get their shot off.
Reach it. Start the game with the ish. Tripleček Todd Eduhal. Satigus no. Stuur dit Gavial. Open hem maar. Hayes. Gallagher. Gies Chimicalara. Carstens Chunda geval alle cheval. Moesten de vier gaan de goede laat. Boys, het is een shot. Door een jaar bijna vallen. Noris, door een jaar pas zijn de macht. Gaat tot een smoor. Goldie. Goldie is zo goed en een skip bij deze. Jimmy Gallagher. Stek Noonan naar Kalkes nog. Matilda Carstens via de Ashworth Clifford op de stij. Agus Game McCartney, Shana and Karst. Really good interplay by Celtic and Ashworth Clifford almost in again.
Yeah, absolutely. It was fantastic link-up play. Obviously that dummy there, and then Matilda obviously playing it through for Ashworth Clifford. But I think you've got to give credit to McCartney there. That's great, fantastic covering. Obviously to manage to see Ashworth Clifford down the outside of her, but she's managed to get a touch on it and put it out for a corner. Excellent defending.
Ballard drops it. Cointus on Hayes. Had Tuchum Hamanka Kale nach Kassen. McCartney, Karanski, guy in the falla wachtje de gevatte die clear Goldie. Docherty met de wie Gemassa zich hier het lee. Ashworth Clifford. Chunda Garash, Stevie en de Pathke. Goldie, wie is Jenema? Hier is Gaskel gemaakt door Jenny Smith. Die drie willen zij fijne val af erop ze voor Rice. Klisha balste kolog. Matilda Carstens zit je goed. Goed die kus zit. Agus Paul Haase stui. Jenny Smith. Rashko Goldie. Trapse Cormac Smith. Paul Eloch aan de stui. Agus van Cormac Noonan en weer Kelnijn en Kishina Tushimko. Ashworth Clifford de eerst. En ze dropt ze give. Op een maar de bal de val af. Ashworth Clifford was de eerste komt de zo'n Noonan. Collins hadden we wat ik kan zagen. Ze gaat leed we op een maar de kwijt. Zo'n paar woordpisje. Gallagher. Ze gaan een koik minutje mee geven. Gaan het leen is. Celtic 3 kanjoni het hoschig. Landsmachtig de game. Ashworth Clifford. Die is kind of close het McKinney. Gallagher het direction chin. Kan je la ruin jarische. He's first the tune by a follow of Todd. Achanilla pass the earth home as a year ago. Collins. Yes, Femi to go dash go Joe Addy. Rice. Going to some cross side, find a follow Lorenzo Shaw, Nuringi, Nur Bangi, Tarakac. I guess look at the Chian of Portugal, Chile Gadasher. Haas Taifia and the Corridor Crucus, Tuxia Shoko Collins, I guess. Well, Bailey Collins, Fiach the Chinook with Art, gonna notion, but again, Emma. Morgan Cross causing all the problems again for Motherwell.
Absolutely, you know, Katie Rice has recognised that Caitlin Hayes is just out of position and Morgan Cross has just drifted across and you can see all that space there. She just faced it up, tried to get a shot across, but I think for Bailey Collins it's just fallen onto her weaker foot, but she's actually got time there, you know, to take a touch, put it onto her stronger foot and get a shot off. But these are the opportunities that Motherwell have got to capitalise on them. You know, they still are creating those opportunities. Celtic are still making those mistakes.
Noonan and Nuringi tuned like Sabaulos Les, Hadashak, Katie Rice to the ish. Much. I guess Chehravat at Hanshach at Todd. Craig. Cooley McCartney, I guess Suag Traum, but Ashworth Clifford. Zat the fine Chogany, and they'll say Taring Ash. Carstens and Nurin to Celtic, get a two line relay unit. Penman. Yes, cross to the ish and the top of the mar, it's so strong in the league Celtic. With Ella, he find the fella of Lorenzo. Dolchan a line. Timmy Bow line Tarsen Kata, I guess Megiddo Howl. I really make a room. I guess that's really make. What can I make? Now look at the Sten Australia. Check with Shisha. Rona Kasmua Jelrig is on top of the mass here late. I just make a be more than the Univarach stock. Univarach Sapia can Jerry here late. Channeling the vintage Megiddo. Smith the Duval, the Stako. Goldie had Noonan a try these Penman. Watcher Killiarts and Finus Rata. I guess a Villa Bowley all my heart, she play Bosch and if it's out, not into boys reunion. Ashworth Clifford in the Slee and old loop shot still at Castley stock. Megiddo again here late. Ashworth Clifford, Art Gilliard. I guess well, ruin. With Hayes, Chelsea Watson as a rotation. Reach of the Sue Lorgy and Noah to that Gallagher. Hayes at Fudach, Sue as a canoe. Behind the Carsten Sevilla Gestach. Hayes Tarsing of Oxford, Goldie Achamaisha. Get out of there, Biach by Nietzsche, get a shade. Goldie Lishaner, Megiddo. Yen a Kiet Lee had a week mass set of a hell. It's on Celtic, Saoirse Noonan, Gagud, either Dlia, got 3 ping in a Tivestai, 3 minutes. I guess Towel Ella Chian, 3 Towel the Chian, Oimi Gallagher. I Yes, the Shinafakal Celtic shooting Ashworth Clifford at that line. And the Suya Kama Corta like Leunia Celtic a 3 Tupernamar in Yoni.
Tablet Gera Alec agus well Gama Cortal do Celtic a Cormnaga iddi fiag Tupernamad ach Celtic a pinne kijk Leunia a 3 Gnoni agus well a duske a dorst de goring in seo haast and an R3. Ach mi touch Adam Hoover Drath like Cortna Park ha Emma Black. Emma, thank you for joining me here away from the shelter of the commentary box. Still raining here pitch side, but Celtic pretty comfortable at half time. But Motherwell, they've given it a good go.
Yeah, they have. You can see Morgan Cross up top. She's making a nuisance of herself. I think if Motherwell get the ball to her quicker, there is obviously chances that they could capitalise on. But for me, Celtic, they have been comfortable. You know, they've dominated possession, they've dominated the ball, they've put in some fantastic crosses into the box, and they've certainly pinned Motherwell back. And
they got the goal early on in the match, and I think you said it up in commentary. Corners, set pieces, it's a manager's nightmare when you're conceding those, particularly against a side like Celtic, and a bit of a stramash in there, but Sherson Noonan I think got the last touch.
Yeah, she was. You know, the cross obviously wasn't any height on it, but it's Caitlin Hayes once again who's reacted first, and Chloe Craig also at the back post there, but you know, Emily Much just couldn't get anything on it at all, and it certainly opened the scoring for Celtic within the opening 3 minutes, and that's not the start that Paul Brownlee would have wanted. Celtic
always a threat with those set pieces.
Absolutely, and as soon as the corner was obviously conceded, I'm sure Paul had his head in his hands.
But after that, you have to say Motherwell, the heads didn't go down. And you mentioned Morgan Cross, but they probably need to get her on the ball a bit more. But they did come back into to their credit.
Yeah, they did. I think for me, Katie Rice down at the left back area, she's very comfortable on the ball. She's calm on the ball, which takes the pressure off in Motherwell, and she's the one that's been finding Morgan Cross in those areas up top. And they have their comfortable possession at times. You know, they've not panicked on the ball, Motherwell, so there's opportunities for them.
But Celtic, of course, came back and clinical as ever, and it was actually a lovely finish. Down the left-hand side, Lucy Ashworth Clifford, and probably the pick of the bunch of the first half. A lovely, lovely shot from her on her weaker side, actually, on her right foot, but a great finish.
Absolutely, you know, it was great link-up play from Celtic here, and Ashford Clifford, you know, onto her weaker side. But I think for me, I spoke about it in commentary, I think Emily Much has got to do better. I think if she moves her feet quicker over to the left-hand side, as soon as Ashford Clifford cuts inside, she opens up the goal, and Emily Much for me has to recognise that. If she just gets her feet a little bit quicker to the left-hand side, because there's not much height on the shot at all, she can maybe get something on it, but take nothing away from Ashford Clifford. You know, it was a fantastic strike.
Yeah, do you maybe think they underestimate the quality of her right foot? Because even Jill Ingles, you know why she's taking her down the left-hand side, and Emily Much, but probably didn't realise she has a good right peg on her.
No, absolutely not. I'm sure we've seen her score some goals with her right foot here before last season, but you know, she's a quality player. If she's short down the line, she's going to take you on in a 1v1 situation, get a cross in, but if you're short inside, she's going to shoot.
But she did get a cross in for the third goal. A bit fortunate the way it managed to get to it, Lucy Ashworth Clifford, but Amy Gallagher scored a barrel load of goals last season, and this, from her standards, was a pretty comfortable finish from her. Yeah,
I don't think she'll score an easier goal, but it's Ashford Clifford again being involved. You know, it was just her awareness here, you know, to carry on a run here, and she lifts her head, she picks out Amy Gallagher, you know, coming right through the centre of the pitch, and she slots it home. And as I says, I don't think she'll score an easier goal all season.
Looking at both these sides and thinking of the managers at the moment, Paul Brownlee, Elena Sadiku, it might be odd saying that about Motherwell since they're losing 3-0, but both managers, will they be fairly happy with that first half, given the way it's kind of ebbed and flowed?
I'm not sure about Celtic. You know, obviously their manager came out and said that she wasn't happy with their performance at the weekend and how they were in possession, and I think at times Celtic have been wasteful in possession. Although they have the majority of the possession, you can still see that slackness, that lack of concentration at times when they get into the final third. So I'm not sure she will be entirely happy, but for Paul Brownlee, you know, he's got to take the positives in terms of the opportunities that Motherwell are creating. You know, they're pressing Celtic on occasions when the centre-backs are having any mistakes whatsoever. You know, Morgan Cross is there capitalising on it, as has Bailey Collins, and I think they've got to continue that the second half.
Just touching a bit more on Celtic, do you think Elena Sadiku, 5 changes tonight, a few of the new players starting tonight, do you think she knows her best 11 yet?
I don't think so, and she spoke about she's got those in 5 games in 18 days, and it's vital games that's coming up for her. And I think for me, if I was in her shoes, I'd be looking to try and obviously work out my strongest 11 with the big, huge games coming up. And to be honest, I don't think she does know her strongest 11.
Let's see if she finds out a bit more about them in the second half. But Emma, thank you for now. Agus another shocking hashing a torsul id topper na mahad. Agus gejara ha jo hoshik toshki get at the cowlick le hunya show. She a pointing mach she as a hit dag machgasen. Agus we hunt together hushing fakanaga id ding in a cheese on a club. A sé gaibh táise go mach slúteach sa chéad leidjan désan, chríoch ní topa na mat sa deach go bháte ag déadach na himirt. Le bí dolasúnis caos na déich gemich in miedagachga as na scarach, hat an ischte gamas in an inshores soon, san na Jude.
I've got to build on it. Got a lot of hard work was done, and I think that shone through with some of the results, but not just the results, the style of play and almost the identity we tried to create in terms of how we tried to play the game, which was fantastic. And that was, both in and out of possession, and a testament to the players, the new players that came in, but also to my staff as well, because there were a lot of changes. And it could have went one or two ways. We were lucky for us, it went in a really positive direction.
The end of the season was it was brilliant for us. I think that was something that we lacked at the first half of the season, was that consistency, and I think to put together that run of games was a brilliant feeling. It was really exciting to be part of the club at that time, and yeah, I think it's just so important now that we try and hit the ground running.
The players that we wanted to keep decided they wanted to stay at Motherwell for their development, which is fantastic. And I think for us as a football club, I think we've got a decent reputation for developing football players. And I only look at the track record recently that players that have made the jump to the next level and going full time, getting into the kind of 4 years that I've been here, this is obviously year 4. We've had 3 players who have moved on to full-time deals, which again speaks volumes to the work that this football club's doing.
How have preparations been going for the new season so far?
Yeah, it's been really good to be back actually. Pre-season is, you almost just want it out the way a wee bit as well. Like, you want to get in, work hard, learn things tactically and stuff, but you also just want to start the season, and there's a really competitive edge to the squad as well, and yeah, there's a good feeling going into the season.
Obviously for us it was important, how we finished the season. We finished really strong and we wanted to continue that momentum. So the preparation in pre-season was good. Yeah, the players had to get a break, but it was still important that, the mindset was still there in terms of how we finished the season, and basically carry that good work over. And it's something that I think the players have done really well.
It was really good performances from the team, but from yourself as well, winning Player of the Season last year as well. Are you looking to build on that going into the new campaign?
Yeah, definitely. It was an amazing feeling, an honour to receive the awards, but for me I just want to keep improving, keep getting better. I think everybody's been looking forward to getting back. The new girls who have came in have settled in really well, so it is a good group.
Louisa's brilliant to play alongside. You just know that she's never going to stop running. She's got some engine on her, but she's also so good on the ball as well. She makes these brilliant runs into the box, and she really helps us out in terms of goals, not only obviously in an attacking sense but also her defending as well. She's so tenacious as well, so yeah, I really enjoy playing in the same team as her.
Louisa's got aspirations like every other player in this team, and I've been delighted with her contribution, and certainly her journey from where she came from to where she is now. For me, Louisa's another player I think can go to the next level.
I think every player has their attributes, and that's what's good about having a full team, different players within the team. I think it's needed to push on and just keeping that consistency that we took off last season and try and get in a better finish in the league table.
Le topen na mahad agus grún clubbich in Elis in SWPL, a tar aardig in het dolledurt hadis is dauri. Ha bunste a club gumor chimichal it na clicket er een agus luch opbrug geta, a Gino Keen joch gewil fjaus nog a club ag a nide a begaar, de hula season.
Almost every year you're kind of pushing the restart button. When new players come in, the volume of players come in as well, and getting them used to the game model that we're trying to implement here at this football club, whereas this pre-season has been completely different. Certainly the captain and the leadership group, they control the values within the changing room, and it's really important. The dynamics become super important as well, and that was a big part of the players that we identified this summer. It was about, do they have the right sort of character to get into the changing room? So we're profiling not just them as a football player, but profiling their character. And I think it's something that we've done really, really well, and they've fitted in really good. And players like Jill, from the minute I've walked in the door, all I've told her to do is just trust the process, and she's somebody who buys into it. Even though at Jill's age, she's maybe one of the oldest players in the squad, but certainly in terms of how she trains and the standards that she sets, she's got everything that I want in a captain.
It's a role that I think I've grown with over the seasons. I think it's important that I've got a good relationship with Paul and his staff, and also the rest of the players. It's almost that go-between, and yeah, it's something that I'm really proud of, to be captain of the club. I try and help others around me. I think that communication is important, and I think the stage that I'm at and the experience that I've got in my career, hopefully I can help people around me.
So dói mar a chríochnaí tupan na mad an péisan na dhéideach, ha Amazon go leor achcha dolas é gan nummer Jude. Agus fa sin fólaseach go leor sa hiad géim achcha sa league, agus dráineach cwyd go hun, Spartans.
I think we just want to better where we finished last season. So if you look 2 years ago, we finished 8th, then we obviously finished 7th, and now the target, can we break into that top 6? Can we put together a more consistent run throughout the whole season? And even within games, can we be more consistent in games to pick up better results? Because I think last season we were really unlucky with some of our results. I think that we played well in certain spells in certain games. We just almost couldn't put that run together at the beginning of the season.
Listen, we need stability. We need to be a Premier League team. There's going to be massive changes within the league this year. 3 teams get relegated, and it's important that we're not one of those teams. We've got our aspirations in the changing room in terms of where we want to try and finish the season, and obviously the identity we want to keep, building, and that's through the brand of football we want to try and implement here at this club.
I think probably breaking into the top 6 is a real success for us. I think to finish top of the bottom 6 was brilliant, but it wasn't the position that we wanted to be in. It's a position that we took after the first half of the season, but for us the aim is to try and break into that top 6.
The reality for us as a football club, we don't fear anybody. And obviously, there's some big tests coming up for us as well, so it's important we start on the front foot in terms of the league season and try and get a positive start.
Siad game ha skipper toper na mad agus well Amazon go leor achcha thoiseach i the number 2 a ha seo gamas i the chiad le Yenna League ach go dear hísing che hachras sna miasan a ha roing ach Emma Black has them heard drasta. Emma, good hearing there from Paul Brownlee, Jill Ingles and Louisa Boyes as well from Motherwell. Where are Motherwell for you just now, particularly after that first half? Okay, they probably weren't expecting anything from tonight's match, but 6 points out of 6 from the first 2 matches. Do you think they have a good shout of top 6 this season?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they've improved from last season. Absolutely, they've brought in some terrific signings for me. And as Paul says, he's got this project here at Motherwell, and they obviously want to keep on improving. They've got aspirations. Obviously, they've got that identity at Motherwell, and they obviously want to remain within the SWPL 1. We know there's obviously going to be big changes next season, and quite a few teams being relegated. So yeah, I think for me, why not push for the top 6?
But looking at, like I said, maybe pressure off tonight because they're against Celtic, but their next match is against Hibs, then it's against Hearts, then it's against Partick Thistle. They need to be aiming for at least 3 points, if not more, from those 3 matches.
Absolutely. They're all top 3 sides that you spoke about, top 6 sides, sorry. So they have to take points for the next 3 games, absolutely. If they want to be challenging for a top 6 spot, they've got to be taking points, as you said maybe minimum 3 points. I'd be looking at maybe more than that.
Well, let's have a look at some of the other scores from tonight. We mentioned a few of the sides there, Hibs, Hearts and Partick Thistle. One result fixed, well, it's just the scores just now, latest scores, but Aberdeen 1-0 against Montrose. I want to touch on Aberdeen first because managerless Aberdeen, of course, Colin Bell leaving after 2 matches, but they'll take the 3 points if it stays like that.
Absolutely, and what a reaction that would be, for the club in whole. Unfortunately, obviously, Colin Bell had to leave for personal reasons, so they find themselves searching for a manager again. But if they can hold on to that and take the 3 points away, that will certainly build confidence for them.
Personal reasons, you said there about Colin Bell. We don't know any more than that, but your overall thoughts on his, I think it was 54 days he was in charge. Where does that leave now, Aberdeen?
It leaves them in a difficult situation. Obviously, it went through pre-season with them, and it's so difficult nowadays to recruit any players whatsoever. So, for the manager that's going to step in, obviously we have no idea who it will be or what the situation is at Aberdeen at the moment in time, but it's going to be a difficult task for them.
Just the other results there as well. Hibernian winning 3-0 against Dundee United. And I want to touch on Partick Thistle because I know you were commentating on the match, Rangers against Partick Thistle. Rangers winning 4-0 on that occasion, but Partick Thistle winning 2-0 away from home against Spartans. They haven't won any points so far this season, so they're going well tonight. I suppose, overall, where are Partick Thistle just now from what you saw on Sunday?
I think for me, they're still struggling a little bit. They struggled with a lot of injuries towards the end of last season. I think they're still trying to find their feet. They've obviously brought in some players, but they've been hit with a big injury to Coda Hay. Well,
the players, I think, are ready for the second half. But Emma, thank you for your contribution at half-time. As well, the Dushka has to dorse the going show on the Nar 3 Achgachera. I'm sure quite to this Darnally Achgachera Midochus Gavil Anjach Adish Kuchach. That's a good thing, Alec.
What an thank you, Kelchich. Click it on Kablach in Hela Pulach Jishel on Chinema Haas, Dach Celtic here, Skippermach, Lucy Ashworth Clifford, Lish Dara Tull, Viechendy, Nochumal Pla. En you'll scale has it up in the mara hat and is toshach get hinamach agus kutter gaisen gefind na hul mat al in a game you show I Gallagher find the trist hul the son stoche goede mach as a jolly ja the kind some parach village Billy Collins gesonrigsje mat het al gain it ashes te gaan game kind kollig nachel aardige spie ek Celtic Gleune McCartney as Rachel Todd Conrad the Sliamach Billy Collins of a play in the Riche de J agus Riche in the dog glan na fangi tul the Conrad la motion Susan Noonan goed na tul it woundlich hier tul the Celtic at the state 3 minutes and you'll aardig as the pian 2-2 agus Celtic for this darn league at all unloos gefashion ball as we get the goal Shinne de hier Noonan Igasuas the kind Gamor the Glasgow City the click down late clear shine at Glasgow City actually Celtic club violento Fasuas on the Corky I guess Inish is fine van a club Sashke de Krie yes figure the reach of the single and do it that Ein Kennedy is start is darn the goed Gutol is Celtic at Ashka Signy Carstens I guess Lorenzo look at that Portugal and ik stegen alleen in Gian en nog Downs Falavo groen look at then Noonan Chunda Falavo Adi I guess taring me loyal Lorisha Clifford, Sween and Shaw, Loopig a Shech, Carstens selection ruin, the Vermuyi, Claire Goldie, the Vestagi, Ashworth Clifford got Hoka, a coin to son, quicker than more at the Who, I guess Penman, who are the bowl the follow up, Todd Nasacha, I guess Morgan Cross, Joch, Gagronko, she is Hiltinchen nach Jenny Smith, Doherty, with the issue. Chinamach how fadaching is for just mooi en idee goed te moeie boek zich heen maar hier het leek gewinnen gaan Hayes Steko Signe Carstens so die is Jenny Smith if fine stay shot right the vier in de staat gaan er Juval Tarsing de Volksvik sa put into Noonan fine ik put into Matilda Carstens fine ik en a smooth Craig ja gaan de news die excel je gaan het al Goldie was de hier de Cheva Fenergi was meaning to talk about Claire Goldie Emma she's come into the team the last couple of games seems to really have established herself in that central midfield role.
Yeah, she certainly has. I'm sure we've seen her last season, but she wasn't quite starting the games. It was maybe 10 minutes here and there, but she's done fantastically well so far in this game. She's playing that number 6 role, that holding midfield role, and she's been very disciplined, which is pleasing to see from a young player. She's got that awareness about her.
Well, click aan Leigh Chen, Meng Yu, vaak alle clubben staan er. Lisa Roberts, kutje gaat elke hard, toch ik wil. Karim Yimi aan de paadje. Met de goal, Caitlin Hayes. Skippelig, maar is aast. Carstens, zoals Copuur, Mathilde. Juval, die is Spier, Jenny Smith. Die is Shanunen, Doltran de Vien. Toch bekend te gaan, ik de wiel Tarsing. Toch weet je de goede steen draaien. Het Ashko Hayes, de hoek is de stee en is. Yes. Adi, fijne kelnike. Je gevatte die Goldie. Signe Carstens, ska hem de garage Marco Hayes is waar. Noonan in de salen. There's a god in a follow-up. Gallagher. Marco Jenny Smith. Die is een schachet advice. Geen goed tripletje. Dus je bal de dash kollig. Duval lag in Stunje. Idá de bhógsa bh chulatine de gála stico ó de bhógsa vík. See Duval at Chirwate Hoshach. Lucy Ashford Clifford, but Jenny Smith on this side has been very prolific in this game as well, and she's having to adapt her game as well. More of a central midfielder we're used to seeing with her, but she's almost like a wing back now under Elena Sadiku.
Yeah, she has that versatility, but seeing it even in the first half, the crosses that she was putting in, they were just so dangerous, and she's picked that up and taken that into the second half. But as you say, she's had to adapt her game. As we said, she's a number 10 for me. She's a number 10 and a number 9. She's always played through the middle. But, you know, you just seen there how good she is in a 1v1 situation and all. She was willing to face Katie Rice up and she just skipped by her with her pace. And again, she put in a terrific cross.
Union Hatchachin, Faraville picking room with the fat casting the ball. Kosher, she isn't clear again. Yes, coach can assume like a barach van a chluchit daar nach de line glee. Say line yeshike cool. Signe Karstens, go Pure, Tarsing, go Hayes, the ish, Jenny Smith, the Vermoeie, Shin Farlatol, Nurin Yi Paul Trach, the stay drops, Shinai Fiach in the Yanawach, Gidach Count Watson, the ish, Smith, down to Shachat, Paul Nashara drops a much fuchtige Mach, is geforst nach Ische, and a click it on a Heen, Kumas a Hadain, such a follow up, Suez got Rachel Todd. Sulig who doen have said cross. Doesn't seem to be any let up in the intensity of the Celtic play at the start of the second half.
No, absolutely not. And you can see Motherwell have slightly tweaked it a bit. You know, you see Chelsea Watson, she's actually went back in to almost like a back three, which means there's going to be more space in the middle of that park for Celtic to use to capitalise on also. And you can see that I'm sure they spoke about it at half-time. Celtic, they still wanted to play with that intensity, still wanted to zip the ball about, that link-up play in and around the box.
Op een maar Punnik, Shinami aan de paadje. Cross, Muringi en bijna val af. Wel, vind je maar, je gaat niet daar raken, zeg maar, toch het is hier, maak je vast uit. Een cross de eerste keuvrige triplet, de Celtic gevoelig van kort alles een Docherty. Goldie, Tarsenko, Hayes. Gaan die goed go. Ashford, Clifford, die Duvel. Karstens, Colledy. Ga naar Ashford. Look at the Sassenach. Gallagher. Kind of son. Pretty pushing. I guess Shinna the Havelut. 10 men. Ga de Machas on Satigestjach. Satigestjach van me loyal. Weggereed het. Ashford Clifford, Gunther de Shin. Penman. Yes, Sheikh Gotcha Dash, the Celtic. Giri Coramilla, Wiki Lars, Suadilla. And Kahort Idash. Goldie, picking the Imbish Noravo cross, Chadias chat to the Skule Machen and Duval. Ashford Clifford, wicket and top of the mar. I think you shouldn't line I was the caution of his own like came out. I think the Motherwell players felt maybe Ashford Clifford handled that before she got the ball under control.
Yeah, obviously you can usually tell with the players' reaction, but there wasn't many shouts from it. But it'd be interesting to see it back. But here we are. Oh yeah, she's. You can see the little knockdown from her elbow, which was clever from her. But for me, we spoke about Ashford Clifford and Jenny Smith. I think the two wing backs for Celtic have been terrific so far.
Me Holich and Meg Shaw stayed up in the mark. Karstens Gal Kedic and Ishcheka. Hokal Tarsing, I guess Noonan, who is so good, I guess. Brachtach Suas, Hoe die soe ge de bal, gewoon at je gastjag. Aardig geen tolle heen in de val. Murphy Agnew favours an Chinidison Celtic agus Mason Clark dul Chinidison tupan am ar an Archie McCartney agus Noonan dul ye. That's maybe an indication from Elena Sadiku she's not overly happy with the way Noonan has been playing as their central striker.
No, I would have to agree with her if that's her thoughts. I just don't think we've seen enough of her. I don't think she's been involved enough. Of course, she got obviously her opening goal, but you know, for me, that was just a scramble in opening 3 minutes from a set piece from Celtic that she managed to obviously latch onto it and obviously scored her goal there. But I don't think for me she's not done enough. Agnew, we've seen a lot of her last season, and I was really impressed with her.
Sarah Gibb, Sinead Kuchak is on top of the mar. Rachel Todd at all, yeah. Watch a shot, Tjena Perich and Carson, say do well, if I can dream Gidach. Hey, far in the path, Kimmerson, into the game, I come at all. Rachel, this Corum, either the Clunian. And I guess Penman, I think the Hasty and Penman. Shouldn't skidder Kijaki Golar, what they can mean for that. Goldie, fine, begint de vrucht van een goed koetje voor Collins. Celtic talletje glich uiteraard. Je gefeerig keisjein geinig gestoppen maar vucht Sassuas had al gakel per. Goldie Rius gewoos het geskippelde. Arsenko, Caitlin Hayes, Agnew, Erika Casson, Jenny Smith. Was het de val van glich het aspedistia go Agnew. Agus gain het Ash. Liam Gallagher, Agnew le cheval traste, agus Emily Much for a line. Agus took a lavui. Goldie drops a cowl of wheel. As Mason Clark a goede trying to cross. Nuringi hook al Shach at the Doherty for a line. Oh, he's a tull scunya la goed. I guess Shinrut of a ye top on the mar. San fine stig in a game set. I guess Coela. Ach Morgan Cross le tull meervelig. Paul Brownlee a hollige. Well, she's looked the brightest spark for Motherwell all night. I thought she might have been able to chip Kelsey Doherty earlier in this move, but the composure she shows to work her way across the box and then this finish low into the corner. That's a top-class finish from Morgan Cross.
That's a terrific finish. I think you've got to give credit to Clark, who's just come on the pitch. Just her rate of pass there to find her. But, you know, I thought she missed her opportunity. I thought she was going to obviously dink it over, but that's just full of confidence. That, you know, it's absolutely tremendous finish. You know, she's managed to skip by the two players and then she's went across Doherty and found the opposite side of the post, and we spoke about her all game so far. She's been a huge threat for Motherwell and she's got her merit for it. She's got her rewards for it already.
Terwijl meervelig across the dress towel jenne days en eichtje. Agus a sinne dolgeuvrige twilligarige in de Sun Celtic en Elena Sadiku tolletje lisnai feitje. Natalie Ross fe die hinne. Hayes is bal karantullig nurinta. Ashford Clifford a gumala stay agus motion. Ni lekal Jill Ingles e duval. And you'd have to say, Emma, they have deserved the goal. They have tried, and they've caused problems all night, and it's fitting that it's Morgan Cross that's got the goal. And as you said, it's such a clever finish to reverse it and completely wrong foot Kelsey Doherty.
Yeah, it's an absolute tremendous finish, and you know, we've seen snippets of that the first half where there was opportunities. You know, it was similar situations where Cross found herself in almost a 1v1 situation, and she was just looking and crying out for that perfect through ball, and it was just in marginals, and Mason Clark, who's just come on the pitch, you know, she's certainly played a fantastic through ball for Cross to latch onto, and it just shows, as I spoke about, our confidence and our own ability to take it by the two players, you know, skip by Chloe Craig there and try and find that extra half a yard, and just to, as you said, just to go across her body, the opposite side of the goal. Excellent finish, and I thought, for me, throughout the game, I spoke about it, you know, Motherwell certainly have been pushing, capitalising on the mistakes and that Celtic have been making, and they've certainly got the rewards for it now. And Motherwell, for me, they'll be taking a huge amount of confidence from that, and they're obviously trying to push for another goal.
Leider nooit te delen daar, agus at the fiachan define so is gonna leeg Celtic the eerste gedrup sig door in te Morgan Cross tune daar se bouwlige tarsing. Is ta aardige tune on Celtic either Duval, Maria McInerney, agus Natalie Ross, and all he need. Agus Claire Goldie, Amy Gallagher, a G shot yet, and you can read this different ways, Emma, but it would suggest that Lena Sadiku is not overly happy with the way, although they've had plenty of possession, they just haven't had that killer instinct up front to put this game out of sight.
No, they haven't, and you see obviously Amy Gallagher going off there. That's not a player I've actually spoke about often in this evening's game, and she was a huge player for Celtic last year. But I think for me at times when you make so many changes, it certainly disturbs the play, and it affects players' confidence also. And I think we can see that obviously this evening. You know, she spoke about obviously the players. She wants the players to play with confidence, but if you continue to change your starting lineup and make so many changes, it certainly disturbs the play.
Well, can you should give a tour game nach gedien? I guess na miss ka game more as a Champions League and you cups a film link in the Cherola in an avias. I guess me give a transition. We got the clue Gintra, Lithuania, no Agarista, Moldova. He's Genewurtus. Celtic going to Sona Cheratul. I guess Gaka zit te veel Jenny Smith, de statische. Kappak spier Emily Much. Ja, gaan dit zachtige de deur laten. Much leisure vowel machat of Gidach go Natalie Ross. Smith, I guess McInerney, Jehrovata, Edhoshach. And we have touched in the first few weeks on the importance of goal difference. It was very important last season, and at the back of Elena Sadiku's mind, you suspect that that's going to be going through her mind as well, that the need to maybe start racking up the goals. We're hearing that Rangers are 4-0 up in their game, so that could be important again come the end of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. It's almost an extra point. I think we speak about it season after season, how important it is for the top three teams to go and score as many goals as possible, because we see how tight it is come the end of the season between the top three. It might be the top four this season, we just never know. But yeah, I think you've obviously got to capitalise on that. I think for me as well, it puts pressure on players, and it's how they respond to that. Of course, obviously on Flag Day for Celtic, they managed to score the 9 goals without conceding, and for me, I feel they've thought tonight would have been an opportunity to go and score as many goals as they can, especially obviously being at home and playing against Motherwell. They thought, let's go and do it. Let's go and score as many goals as possible, and it's not turned out to be like that. I think we've got to give credit to Motherwell. I've been really pleased with them so far.
Je moet het op een maar volley stuurt heel alle stuurt 3 minuten nach uit de tripletje weg shot. Ach die is. Ik kan niet in maar goed wel stay. All the guts, the Ashford positions, clever bo Kitty Rice in a room you hate. There's the motion Cachasuas the line and Cointus on Morgan Cross. Craig Janakeen and Achangi the cool out. Here's Celtic if you can the top of the Mara Harley. You can see what Celtic are trying to do here. They're trying to lure Motherwell out, but Motherwell are just holding the shape quite well, better than they were in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the players are obviously being more disciplined. You know, we haven't seen Penman or Addy, you know, being dragged out of position and taking that run forward. And I think that goal for Motherwell has certainly obviously given them extra confidence, you know, given them that extra belief to go and step up and believe in themselves and thinking, you know, there's still 25 minutes or so to go, that they can actually get something from this game.
Well, Brownlee, Cusack idir a Duval, Rice and Edda, Carsvuye Hokan and Yella, Bullock, Gachrutchen, Biakama Torich, Limera, Skip Bakistan in a mach, Sadarna Day. Agnew, prachtige vuddag zie als ik niet de secuur, maar kan niet de stukje ach, Juadi, staat hier ter, Lucy Ashworth Clifford, Savile even much, Agus daar Havile maar, Emily much, Rosovic in de streams win de vierde dus daar voor goed tarsing in line. Really good goalkeeping there from Emily Much. This looked like it was number 4 for Celtic.
That's an outstanding save, you know, just obviously managed to get up for the second shot, you know, and it's just her reactions. But for me, you would want the Motherwell defenders round about to try and help her out. But, you know, that was terrific goalkeeping from Emily Much on that occasion there. I thought for me, Ashford Clifford, you know, it's going to rustle into the back of the net.
Hayes, le cross, good kuchim with the cool. Hayes, Hanoringi, Kumalastayach, Saturday Stech, Celtic of his own. Smith. Dolchan a line it, like his game of boys, Shina and Karst. McInerney, Dolganosh and Yigalcho. He's not famous at all, Woepers in this Juchas on the Nike and on pick and Nasoch. Watson, Kumal, Sule, Hayes, not Shadish to find Gorn, the vowel, the follow up. Ethan Clark, let you vowel, the Mach. Morgan Cross, I look at yours and find Iti Kuchuk. He's got a pick into Hense. There's Gachin with Penman. Caramella counted Ashley Da Havili of a shot. Emily Much. That's what they work on in training, Emma. Making the save, getting up and making the second one.
Absolutely, yeah. And she did. I thought she did absolutely amazing there. I didn't think she did well for the Ashford Clifford goal in the first half, but for me, she certainly redeemed herself in my eyes. It was an absolute outstanding save for me, and you can actually see on that shot there, you see Bailey Collins and Chelsea watching, actually just standing watching her.
Really much. Rukigan Nopare. I play on the Hinak. Hebs agus hart agus ac Celtic Kuchach mas and ik het op in de maar. Jenny Smith. Kamala vui de stay dus en McInerney is Ashkara. En is Agnew battle try. Armela to Jenny Smith. Ims die hele hoos gaat dat Ashkara goed. Signa Carstens. Gaan show gaan Olsen alles en Celtic gaan laten fijn het koelig. Lena Gianek op in de maar. Natalie Ross Chile gedash down heen. Celtic vechten de weer Fudge nog Hayes de goal mogen doen willen. Ashford Clifford. Die eerste twee meer Chile gedash geworden leerslie. Ja, het paadje de gelijk. Chloe Craig is Munyan Magede, get Paul Art, Hokal, agus section. Trying to dribble Jagus Amach. And Emma, you have to praise Motherwell for the way they've forced Celtic. A lot of possession, but it's going back the way, and then Chloe Craig has to resort to a high ball that goes harmlessly out of play.
Yeah, a lot of credit has to go to Motherwell. I think their setup, their game plan is certainly working for them. They've had the play in front of them, which is absolutely suiting them. They've obviously resulted back in a back three with their own two win backs, with Jarangos at the right and Katie Rice at the left hand side, and that's just tried to nullify Celtic's strengths down the wide areas, which we've seen in the first half. So Motherwell, for me, will be quite happy having the play in front of them. They don't want to be having the play in behind them or through balls or playing in and around their box. So I think Motherwell have done tremendously well so far, and this will be a big 20 minutes coming up now for them.
Maar je weet er nog heel uit de game van jacket. Maar je Celtic up bij game en men over de schachat. Juval de jarige steeg aan de vaste goal. Oxford Clifford in de gases laatje dat je ergens goed schachat. I guess caught him in the duel. Well, you thought that was the fourth goal, and Honor's best foot just comes off the outside and harmlessly wide.
Yeah, I think she's looked like a frustrated figure in the second half out there on the left-hand side. She's just lashed at it there. She's got time and she's got space, to take a touch. And that's just another wasted opportunity there for Celtic, but pleasing for Motherwell. Although they've given space away down that left-hand side on that occasion, they'll quite happily take those shots all day long.
Barach fé mag Celtic of fadach in je nahul tjuchas in a game of gleek. Top in the mar, another Swedish Kulior Limerated, fine at Ashkan again. Rice, Sheena Casamach, Masriki Shin, Jenny Smith. Kenani, Ashka Smith, Haji, Shid the Moon Savinach, Harobal, Pulachamach, and yes, an Ishama, Kenani, Lecorum, Aina Stui, Aniel, Chelsea Watson, Jenema, Kistata Reda, the Voxa, and yes, Katie Rice at the Ashka much, Agus the follow up. Again, a 5 minutes, Magidek. Morensu, Marco Ashworth Clifford, Akiro Gorum, Vashin Chicken at Ash. Ross, the Jinamashin, Humalato, Go Karsten, Sonoringi, Yaragadash. Agnew, she ball through a Gavashin. Yes, I got him and follows a click back to Panamar, Elari, Duval. Yes, Caitlin Hayes, Jech, Mochagashin, start the game. Penman haal om eens mengen hoe de voelje zo maar hagen dat. Hier als je de Cass en Jenna Penman. Weet je de nieuws die we zien voor Natalie Ross hoe die bouwlag. Lachky Penman Kushach. Al the Jadash to Caitlin Hayes. Lorenzo. Ashworth Clifford. Reach of the Karanasarad. Trying to go Signa Karstens. Paul to the ish with Elliot Penman. Kavinik Signet. Jill Ingles got ein Masache Falla Vachunot. Satigashech of a sound to open him out. Archegele Dalheen is on to open him out, Dave Howe. The Murren Cunningham Horchid. I guess Katie Rice the Dolye. I guess Hikisha Stech. Stech, 'n 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 ' Bailey Collins, the vi sach ach goprachshin idash ach. I'll try and can dribble go Doherty. He's the eerste start idash go Chloe Craig. Droch val woepesje. Agus shot stoch a corm agus game Carsten Shinnes Kiplach and Messiah Morgan Cross. Emma, that's a bit of nervousness about Celtic at the back, and you just feel that were Motherwell to get the second goal here would really have a game on.
Absolutely. I think for me that possibly was a handball. The referee obviously didn't give that there, but yeah, I feel that too. You can actually feel the nervousness from up here. It's just obviously not the Celtic that we're used to seeing from last season. You know, I know there's been personnel changes within obviously the group of players. There's no signings that's been brought on. And then obviously they've changed it. They've brought on obviously experienced players from last season, the likes of Natalie Ross, just to try and calm things down a bit. And they've brought on McInerney, who was a huge player for them last year, although she's still relatively young. She's got an experienced head on her shoulders. But no, I think for me, Motherwell are certainly doing terrific. You know, they're pushing Celtic, they're forcing them into mistakes. And as she says, the next goal is vital.
He's idash go Karsten Sava. Wat ik een forste nog. Ik doe die aslische lijntje gewassen. Cheval. Chown de Chalina, I guess. Ethan Clark with Kuchimara. Ashworth Clifford, le Paula Station, Cara Magashodo. Ashinka for the mark as a Jalo, Murphy Agnew. Agus Ashworth Clifford, le Paul Skunyal. Agus Gila had not about Smunian Karo at the fast with the confidence at the Plishchuk to the Kerato line. And Emma, just when you thought, as we alluded to, they're getting a bit nervy at the back, they break to the other end of the pitch. A great ball in from Ashworth Clifford and right on a sixpence for Murphy Agnew.
Yeah, she didn't have to put much on it. You know, there was pace and power on the cross. Agnew, you know, she's just standing there, just inside the front post. She just has to guide it towards the goal. But terrific cross in. And you know, Agnew's in the middle of the box, acres of space. You know, when Motherwell spoke about them going to a back three, you've got Penman in there, Addy, Chelsea Watson. They've got to take responsibility. They've got to go and attach themselves to the striker.
I show if Gronk and Osclu these the Celtic McInerney. Fiach die Carmine falla with all the vokse. Marco Ashworth Clifford Dias. Paul Ellis the Jagus. Shachat at Kyle Agnew. And he's drops it hard up in the mar the skip goed. Daar Gutschien, son Celtic, Shannon McGregor, is Fiskerek, Mathilde Karstens, Shechat, is Jenny Smith, Hannah Kerner, an Americanach, Chined, Jich Merarini, Sadarna Lee in the Glasgow City, Chidoni. Yes, Helena Sadiku, Klechkig, Nabingi. Jenny Smith, Dolje, cool ado, like a young Nilla, Ju Yamachishit. He's Kumal Morgan cross, Ruipach. Al Nashar, McInerney, Kerner, Torgan of Aulach and Vahaniki, Bekan Yikin at Ashklish, Kolach, Jach and Nuringi. Look at Shach at the boys, I guess Paul Lila is the Cheville, Jenny Penman and Jayla Kikama. Ross vegen die hoek al traaien. Wittige Plishchiko Agnew haast. Tuxiaka McInerney. Agus out to the court of Powell. Agus the stuur wie mogelijk. Leiden Gian open de maar. Mollig in de hinne stuur en is dus de goede Chanela. Maria McInerney. Coram Chafuris to Sigevi and Emma having praised the Motherwell backline for their second half performance, they really collapsed there.
Yeah, they certainly have. You know, it was a clever ball from Natalie Ross. She's just looking for Agnew to go through there, but I think for me, Motherwell have just got to clear their lines. They've got to do better there defensively. I think Chelsea Watson there, she's got to do better against Agnew. She's got to get her hands up. She's got to use her physicality to get across her, to clear her lines and not allow her to run in front of her. And it's all came from a mistake from Motherwell's back line. But, you know, it's McInerney's been brought on to do a job, and she's obviously managed to find the back of the net. And we just spoke about before Celtic got their fourth. The next goal will be vitally important to where it goes, and of course Celtic got that, and then obviously they've capitalised on that. So, but an interesting 10 minutes, shall we say, here for Motherwell. If they down tools and the floodgates open up for Celtic here.
Joadi, the Sarah could the Kishu Garam Shech at the dress tool, Yana Days and so on McInerney. The Hoshin you've finish, Kuchagli game and now Oscar City Jatonic. Agus for we on the sea, if I get toch a dare tool lines or Jadashka and tool, a Celtic and Ishishina, you follow up. Agus K tool to give for it to the dasket. But ich minuten haast die goal. Agus pick minuten begun je waarach Kuchag. Nicolor Celtic Kudische na de vuil. Kenny, cool line, I guess Agnew, Brachtach Suez. Paula Tumanet. Yes, Coram Rios gaan verder hier het game verliegen hun in deze Montrage en kunnen de South. Dus aan is het zien. Poschek, vier minuten stuur Koek. Zolang vader. Dash Golipal Kosh in de baan. Montrage en Rangers. Keeruiden. Chitoni. Koek Kenyoni. Rangers opinion kijk Leeuwen Queens Park. Agus Celtic le Koek tuile shot. Moeig. Shia tuile line. Kerner, agus Carl Shaw tuchtum Watson ka eine fallavach Chile Chloe Krege Dave Haneke Ashford Clifford hadden we 4 waar nog zijn stui de gastes like je Ingels gimmige Sheen is een schön eine fallab McInerney Ju Huag agus hiet de G5 vechen die aan vechen so het de wie gestech McKenna. Clifford le Sue Gastaidish in a VA. Cheer again word to score the boxer. Lorenzo Tuchtig Suez Kuchach. He's Siri Duse. Stulicht open de maren is reassure je wil. Maar een Cunningham Junema taal zuurdep sintje goedjem voor de lijn Gian. Is hier zich getrouwd za duske tuchtje menis. Watson. Skipper echt tuchtig Suez, dat het kusje schöne hult in gaan skipper Celtic. He's schöne machtliche bal dat je kasten. Karstens. Dat geniem pisepi hij de bal de mag. Jullie hem kussen er eentje. Lashko Watson. Yes. Cunningham Kachmalatol, gaat Blistru. Shot to Shannon McGregor. Me and the park, daar is zo Karen Trouw. Morensu. Ross. Bia Hayes. Kerner at the Vamuya. Hay go Cheetah trying to Agnew Dish. McInerney, but ball Kerner cool. Christia cannot leave Ross. I guess Jeff Shachat at the first. Again, a good flowing move from Celtic, and Natalie Ross the wrong side of the post.
Yeah, it was a clever through ball from Caitlin Hayes, but it was well matched with an Agnew run. You know, she's just drifted behind Chelsea Watson there, and she's cut it back. And Natalie Ross will be disappointed with herself that she's not managed to find the back of the net, if not that, on target. The
kind of chance Kit Lafersky would have put away, and she's doing a bit of camera work up here beside us. Not too far away from her comeback.
No, absolutely not. I'm sure she would have sorted that at home. That was the type of finish, type of position she would find herself in to find the back of the net.
Coig Minachin, dwi'n afasio chydag al. Agus Celtic stoch het weer is leis na Coig Tuilachke. Ashford Clifford, die gemoorde saas, de glutje ach genoch. Few minutes left, Emma, and I think we maybe know where you're going for your player of the game tonight.
Yeah, there's been a couple of standouts from Celtic. Jenny Smith I thought was fantastic, but it's Ashford Clifford for me down that left-hand side. I think she's been tremendous. She's had 2 assists and 1 goal. She's put in some wicked crosses from that left-hand side, and you know, that's a player for me that Celtic would want to continue to keep fit. You know, she had that horrible injury before, and she's came back in fine form, and we can just see it here on the ball. She's very comfortable on the ball. She's willing to put herself about. Although that wasn't a good reaction from her there, but no, I think she's been terrific this evening. As she picks up a yellow card, maybe not that part of it, but no, she took her goal well, and of course she was obviously the provider of 2 goals of Celtic's 5 so far.
Better stop talking, Emma, otherwise she's going to get her sent off here.
I'm saying no more.
We'll see Ashford Clifford start looking to the game. One out of 8, gyda Carsfwy O'Callaghan mas y game. Shen Monglu va clwchi dwysyn yn yr iach eisiau falaf. Hai go Bayer Leverkusen down out. Machine Cormach Hatches a skipper Stjeach. Docherty gas schooling amach. Go Hannah Kerner. Agnew. Hallo de jaar. Bristje McInerney. Stay. Yes, McGregor a fiach die Gumal Pell. Yes. Chile shot. Idash ach soer Vashenko. Agnew. Shaw Carsfwy Hwyd. Ashford Clifford so je bouw gauw. Groen Ingsi en het Bailey Collins. Goshen Carsfwy. Llegar geen en Chinas on top of the Mari Duval. Piscarek boys is cross Chechat. Rob by a steal at Chinate. But for most of this game, certainly a 3-1, you felt they were still very much in it. That will give Paul Brownlee and his side a lot of encouragement. Presumably the target for now for them is to try and do what Partick Thistle have done and try and push into that top half of the table.
Yeah, and I can see absolutely why not. I think there's loads of positives that Paul can take away from this evening's game. You know, that they set up fantastically well. Their game plan worked for them. I think they're really good on their counter-attack and those transitional plays. They've got Morgan Cross up top, who's a huge threat for them. And I really like to see the play of Katie Rice at the left-back area. I thought she'd done extremely well. We usually see her in the middle of the park there. So, and they've got the likes of Rachel Todd, who they brought in, Bailey Collins. So they've got some fantastic players that they've brought in, and it's now just about building on that. And absolutely not, I can see why they're pushing for a top six finish this season.
Celtic has the puch to go on. Chia Toil Masuringa Vai. Morensu le ball Clifford sias a line. Agus bhór nach de bhris sin gefábharachas tuige an a bhógsa. Ashford Clifford a chumal peo é dúbhá. Gregor. Sarah Gibb. Agus dyddaf. Hwpan y marach, Tioni Steele, hannig fan y bengi. Iach yn di tersuas. Jach san fwch gan loyn y gian. Cunningham. Agus Collins ga chlich echter. Jach a cosg jicken o fadach yn ygyn iddys ag yn y gem. Iach yn di chwmal at y cwig. Ashford Clifford. Dyn nhw'n wbeth halwch a celmel yn y path i cwtioch. Just go Agnew. Who the Mia will have a Schindler count. Carstens. Go Shannon McGregor. Yes, Kumi, Ashford Clifford. Show us the Chown the Elena, say the Nickel. Yachin. He goes Chimical of Collins. Any on all the gal shot. Gilliard the book the Suez on the ancient Celtic. Craig. Into I guess Hayes Fair. McInerney le Caschley wanna do how I guess Hayes. Wel, mae carantedd af i, ach hannig effa'r clwchyd ar hwpan y mar, agus ymach, se pre bosian i fysawn. 3 minut yn tygwyn i farach sa hyd. Yn y minut yn sy'n hwyr y chyn sy'n ffalaf. Signa Carstens, Howlas yn osiau. Archie Gilliard i the show, agus atol. Shechat to the first, Casavalchuk. Hayes of the East. Ein Ruttikin of the Shin. Ynys Sadiku, wel fe giri, gyby chlycyn as tara niche. Bara curl an noch. Ie Shin ein, nach bi parsin yn y gem stoch, nach bi corti, maar giri. Trade deze. Ik het aan haast, de viegende tiksje, ook als fijn in de glees. Gaan het stochen naar gelaat verlaat je dat ik nu is water nuri. Snor ik chillen in season naar va. Het hasha flintach ke. Je should follow the game the cat down ru. De Vinach megediganish. Yes, Paul Brownlee. Zijn een woordje in de game. Ja, riertje Gilliard met Avarisle, maar hoe het came of de Celtic. Een soort zich hier vaart. Je dan je drummer. Kudemach. William Haast. Yes, toch als gebied. Nu een heel hele toch raak al met Senior en Nietzsche vergeten. Levinach. Raak al Celtic is een Chiniano. Ik kan zeggen bij het talentje Gilliard bouw goed maar. Weet je dat? Dus Sule en Oer daar. Chicken megedig. 3 minuten en het chance te vallen. Die niet checken hey nu is het bij. Hayes tjúndag að falla af að chunnartach Lorsen tjúndag að agus well 3 poingin kartal til Celtic kan hálach as an kutskina darna dé gesóris na húð Morgan Cross dash at tí hrutikin mín chinjach as duad Maria McInerney at Huls and Lorsen Murphy Agnew san a game of the machas a jolly. Agus sé déitje vlug Celtic had de drie gamach gewinnig a shoei gele. At the pinnick shot and on that three Celtic a coik. Tupper na maar a hun.
Taples Kajera Alec agus well. Aki Kjaun Hal Celtic a Bunnik the is the tres tours show you gele. Nee punten macha nee Bunnik Shaw nog. Nee op in de maat a coik gehun het eigen luch rapper en zo dus het dorstig going haast en zo aan een R3 ach. And we told you Adam Hoover draft like Arthur Park ha Emma Black. Emma, we are here in the pouring rain pitchside, but despite the weather, it was an entertaining match and Celtic winning 5-1 and another important 3 points.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's most important, is picking up the 3 points, and then you would worry about the performance afterwards. But, you know, overall it certainly was a convincing win for Celtic, but they didn't have it easy.
Well, delighted now to be joined by Lucy Ashworth-Clifford. You can join in the middle here, yes. Thank you for joining us on get under the umbrellas here. Well done, 5-1 win. You had your own part to play in that. Pleased with the result?
Yeah, it looked a bit slow in times, but I think we got our movement towards the end. We showed what we can do, and we can just keep building from that.
Well, look back at some of the goals in the first half. Perfect start. It was a bit of a scramble in the end, but Noonan got her goal, and the dream start you would have wanted.
Definitely, we need to do that at the start, just to keep us going throughout the rest of the game. Yeah. Got there in the end. But yeah,
exactly,
I didn't know it was that scrambler.
Now I need to ask you about this goal.
Okay.
Your best ever finish on your right foot?
Yeah, I think it's my only finish on my right foot, to be honest with you. First and last.
But it was a fantastic finish. I mean, looking back on that, you must be pleased.
Yeah, it was nice. I don't know if I was aiming for Jenny at the back post, but
I wouldn't say that. Yeah, I always say you're going for goal, and obviously just when you obviously cut inside on your right foot, you're up, the goal opens up for you. So there's only that one opportunity then to have that strike on goal.
Definitely.
How much are you just enjoying your time at Celtic at the moment, because obviously you had a terrible ACL injury. You were out for so long. It's not easy on nights like tonight either, with the rain flashing down. But you look like you enjoyed your first half performance in particular.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting back into my stride towards the end of last season, and then now with the pre-season, it's going well. The team's strong, and I'm just enjoying where I am right now.
But Motherwell gave you a good game.
Yeah,
I mean, were you impressed with them?
Yeah, we played her in pre-season, and it was really tough. So I was quite nervous coming into this game. And again, like the result, although we did play well, Motherwell did have good chances as well. So I'm glad they got a goal as well. So.
But another 3 points on the board, of course. Well, it's early days, yeah, but 9 points out of 9, and I think it's 15 goals, 1 conceded now. It's a good start.
Yeah, not bad. I'll take it. But yeah, good stuff.
Well, we can let you get back in the shelter now. We appreciate your time with us. I appreciate it, Lucy.
No,
You're tonight's player of the match.
Oh, well nice one. Cheers.
Told by Emma. It's good hearing for Lucy Ashworth-Clifford there, because is she maybe becoming one of Celtic's most important players? The way she operates down that left-hand side, potentially now one of the first names on the team sheet. Yeah,
it would be for me. I think what you've got to do with a player who's come back from an ACL injury like that is you've got to protect her also, first and foremost. You've got to obviously manage the minutes that she's possibly playing, manage how she's training throughout the week. She might not be doing the same amount of training load as every other player, but yeah, she's vitally important, and she offers so much down the left-hand side. We've seen in this evening's game, she's willing to down the side with her left foot, put in fantastic crosses. Yeah. She cuts inside, she scores a goal. Yeah,
she had a fantastic night. Another player who had a fantastic night, Morgan Cross, of course, Motherwell player. I mean, she has some amount of energy, and what a goal she scored. We'll just watch it back here, and she could have shot about 3 times, but she took her time, and it was a great finish in the end. Absolutely, it's a fantastic through ball from Mason Clark to begin with, but I thought she missed her opportunity, but then to go skip by the 2 players and then reverse her shot back across Doherty, it was a tremendous finish, outstanding. It just shows you the quality that she can actually bring to this Motherwell side. She was threatening all through the first half, with playing on the shoulder, looking through balls, and at that point I thought for me Motherwell could have went on and maybe got some from the game. It's a bit of a thankless task as well for Morgan Cross, because it's particularly on nights like tonight, but a thankless task, and you've not got an awful lot of the ball, but she with her on your side, I mean, you'd fancy them now maybe for top 6 or certainly challenge for it if you've got her up top.
Absolutely, she worked tirelessly up top, and at times she didn't have a lot of support, but when she did go and press, she had the likes of Bailey Collins supporting her, she had the likes of Rachel Todd coming behind her, so she does have quality players coming in behind her, so as long as those 3 players in particular keep fit, as I said, why not? Why not push for the top 6?
So that's at the top of the pitch. They have someone quite important as well in between the sticks, Emily Much, a cracking double save here. A crucial point as well because Celtic were a wee bit on the rocks and they were really pushing for that 4th goal. Yeah,
I thought that was an absolutely tremendous save from her. You know, I thought for me Ashford Clifford's got to score, but just that save, you can see what Ashford Clifford's trying to do, to go across Emily Much in the goal, but she's managed to get her arm out, stretching. But it's just a reaction there, her double save, absolutely tremendous.
Yeah, tremendous save indeed. Well, double save indeed. Then Celtic, they did get their 4th goal, and it was Lucy Ashford-Clifford, who we heard from, of course, and put us on a sixpence for Murphy Agnew. It was a fantastic goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, it certainly was, and she's got that space down the left-hand side, and all the pace and power's in the cross, and Agnew just has to stand there and guide it into the back of the net. But for me, you know, there's Addy in front of her, Chelsea Watson behind her. One of them have got to pick them up, and I'm sure Paul Brownlee will address that when they go ahead and look back on the game and analyse it.
But Celtic needed that goal, didn't they? They were maybe not quite on the rocks,
no,
but they were. Motherwell were threatening, and Celtic, you could tell there was maybe a bit of unrest. They were. Murphy Agnew there coming on. Elena Siddiqui was probably a wee bit frustrated.
Yeah, I think she was. You can see obviously with the performance, for me, she was looking for a positive performance, a confident performance, and I don't think we've seen that from this Celtic side this evening. Although they did score the 5 goals, they can be obviously victorious, I still feel at times that they struggled. There was that nervousness throughout the team, and especially when Motherwell scored that goal. You know, they seemed to take a step back, Celtic, and it gave Motherwell that extra belief and that confidence. And as I said during commentary, the next goal would have been vital.
It was, and the next goal was Celtic. They got the 4th, and they got the 5th. Maria McInerney, another substitute, and it's probably more down to the Motherwell defending here. I think it's Chelsea Watson and Jenna Penman. I think in a bit of a muddle, but yeah. Maria McInerney, a very simple finish for her.
Yeah, she just latches onto it. A clever through ball from Natalie Ross, but for me, Chelsea Watson's got to be stronger there against Agnew. You know, use her physicality, use her physique, be stronger in the challenge to clear her lines, and then Penman coming in the other side. But you know, McInerney, she's not going to have a simple finish. She's actually got time to take a touch and sort it home with her left foot. Yeah,
and 3 goals now from McInerney this season, so she'll be definitely pleased with that. But we can have a look as well at the other fixtures tonight in the SWPL. These are latest scores, of course, and Aberdeen, we touched on them at half-time, but Aberdeen winning 2-0. But Rangers, a bit of a statement there. I'm trying to read that monitor. I think it's 5-0 against Rangers, against Queen's Park. The one I want to pick out, though, is Glasgow City. Glasgow City have actually gone down to 10 players in that match as well. So Hearts are giving them a good game. Interesting to see how that one finishes.
Yeah, that certainly will be interesting. I think for me, you've got to give credit to Hearts. They've obviously got a project there. They've got plans in place, and they seem to be improving as season goes on. And they were pushing last season, but for me, I'm not surprised at that at all so far.
So that's all the other fixtures in the SWPL this evening. We'll see how the results go. Just final thoughts from you, though, Emma, before we all happily head home away from all this rain. How do you think Elena Siddiqui, she wasn't quite happy with the performance on Sunday. Where do you think she'll be at with what she's seen from her side there? I mean, it sounds almost daft saying that, people turning on the TV, they finished 5-1, but what do you think she'll be saying?
I don't think she'll be happy with the performance. Obviously, we heard her comments from the weekend's game against Glasgow City. But I think for me, we've got to give credit to Motherwell. I think we've got to remember how well they played during the game. I don't think we've got to give them respect. We can't always speak about the teams that are winning and if they're not performing well, how they blame the individuals on the pitch at times. But you know, credit to Motherwell. But no, I don't think she'll be happy at that.
Emma, thank you very much. We can head home now away from all this rain, but thank you for your contribution tonight. Agus sin cabo refuing an seoid BBC Alpa Celtic a bunny to 3 point in noch agus well a damaking a galgachi. Tafbalisha son of a call thing. Agus, Aikava.